Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Reviews, Opinions, and Commentary. This is where I, Lorenzo Marchessi, talk about my feelings and opinions about various subjects and topics. In this particular episode, I want to talk about a television series called Supergirl. It started about 5 years ago, and it was produced locally, originally here in Los Angeles. The production moved up to Canada, and it was an amazing production. The first year was simply amazing. National City is where Supergirl made her home, or Kara Danvers, as her alternate ego was. And basically, Los Angeles was the backdrop for National City, as you can see when you see the buildings and the stuff when she flies around. But it's all fictional, in the DC world. So, but it's a wonderful show. The first season was absolutely amazing. The casting, the story, the writing, everything was really, really good. Gradually got more adventurous, got more interesting, more dynamic in terms of the characters and the supervillains they were bringing to the show. And again, wonderful performances, visual effects, really well made all around. Introduced lesbian characters, transgender characters, received several awards for things like that. Even a People's Choice Award for Melissa Benoist, the star, otherwise known as Supergirl. It really broke boundaries in terms of television. It was definitely a girl power show. So, little girls at home had somebody to look up to, not just all these men, at the time, it's a CW show. At the time, you had the Flash and Arrow and the Legends of Tomorrow, all kinds of wonderful superhero shows, but mainly not featuring the women or the power of the woman in terms of being the forefront of the stories and having her own show. It hasn't been since like Wonder Woman, Linda Carter's version, a couple other shows after that, Bionic Woman, and so on and so forth. But this is the first one that ran probably the longest now, because Wonder Woman ran 3 years. Supergirl is now going into its sixth and final season. They decided to end the show after 6 seasons, which is kind of cool, because a lot of shows get cut right at the start. So what I want to do is show you some of the imagery and talk about why it's so popular. So first off, I'm going to show you a picture here. There's Melissa Benoist, who, of course, is Supergirl, and the costume, the iconic S and the Superman crest. And for those of you who don't know, Supergirl is actually the cousin of Superman, or Clark Kent. Clark Kent, of course, is Metropolis, and Kara Danvers and/or / Supergirl is in National City. So that's how they kind of story-wise kept them different. So because they're in the same universe, same world, so Superman and Supergirl are at the same time, but this features her adventures and learning, and there were a few crossovers, which were a lot of fun. This is one of those first season episodes. If you notice, I want to talk about her costume. The traditional costume of Supergirl has always been the skirt with the yellow belt. The belt has changed formation over the years, or the design, in terms of the comics and the actors that have played him. The crest is really cool. Her crest is kind of outlined in yellow with the S. So that's how they've been distinguishing Superman from Supergirl in terms of the crest. But she's always had the skirt. She's got a great cape, wonderful cape. Everyone's got the cape. Hers is a little longer, it seems, goes down to the thighs or a little past, just like Superman's in this version. But she's also got the knee-high boots, which you can kind of see there. They kind of go up over her knee. There's a padding. I'll give you a little insight. Melissa Benoist herself has always talked about the costume being, for number one, a little chilly, because when they do shoots in Canada in the outdoors, it tends to be a little chillier there. She's got the nylons and stuff to help, but the fact that she's not covered, the lower half completely or comfortably adds to that fact. But she also talked about those boots. They kind of wrap around her whole leg. They go very high. So doing certain things, they either have to cheat the camera, or she kind of has to grunt through it, because they cause a little bit of bruising in terms of the kneecap, because they're designed for look. They're not designed for practicality. They look great, but as usual, it's like looking good and being practical often are two very different things. This is a nice little motion shot. This is one of the shots where she's actually lifting an airplane, or actually bringing it down. That's what she's doing. Um, Again, the special effects in the show are amazing. What they could do now, and what, say, Wonder Woman, with her, running around and the flash cut and the flash edit to change her costume, it's amazing what they can do compared to that. I mean, Wonder Woman now still looks good and works, but you just can't believe what they can do right now. Again, there's a highlighting her first, second, and I think third through the fourth season costume, flying through National City, wink, wink, otherwise known as Los Angeles. Here's basically the pretty much the full cast, and I just want to make sure there are names of some of these people. I hope I don't mess them up. I probably will, so I apologize to the actors and the fans who love these characters. But obviously, the first picture is Melissa Benoist, young, vibrant, very talented, wide range of emotions. She's a singer, she's a dancer, she does all kinds of fun stuff. Next up in that image is, oh, here we go with the name. I hope I get it right. I got to look at it. It is, oh boy, Mehcad, Mehcad Brooks, plays James Olsen. Mehcad. Boy, I hope I said that right. Wonderful actor. Yes, they made James Olsen an Afro-American, which I thought was a nice little twist, showing that, any role can be played by anybody, literally. You don't have to stick to the iconic stereotypes, so to speak. Yes, there are some expectations for very particular superheroes and villains and things like that, but literally, you get a good actor and he can play anything. One of my favorite characters is Cara Danvers' sister, Alex Danvers. It's adopted sister because when she came to Earth to protect Kal-El, which is Superman, she kind of got her own little mission and separation going on with foster parents. And this is her foster sister, played by Chyler Leigh, plays Alex Danvers. I hope I said that right. Chyler, Chyler Leigh. And again, amazing actress. The chemistry these two have. There's a couple episodes where they kind of combat each other. It's just the dynamics is, you can tell they like each other as actors, and their characters just meld, and the writing with that is incredible. Next up, we have this is actually an alien character from Mars, and he was also sent to help protect the planet because there's the Phantom Zone, which released all these villains, and he was from Mars, and they knew about it. Anyway, it's real complicated. But anyway, the actor playing is David Harwood, Harewood, Harewwood. I give you the spellings, so in case I'm saying it wrong, and I apologize, David, if I did it. But he's playing John Jones, or what is known in the DC comic world as the Martian Manhunter. He can transform, he can transfigurate, he flies, he's got great powers, he's got energies, all kinds of fun stuff. And like every character in the series, there's a point where they all go bad or get influenced or get taken over. And the dark side of all these characters, including Supergirl, is so much fun to watch because it gives the audience a really appreciation for the dynamics of the actor portraying them. And I just love that when characters are broadened and made more, basically more dynamic in terms of the energy that's going on. Next to David Harwood is Callista Flockhart. Oh my God. First season, she was stunning. She made a couple appearances in the second season, but she, for whatever reason, she left the show. She is also Mrs. Harrison Ford, by the way. And Callista was amazing. She was this feisty, snarky, hoity-toity kind of business owner. She ran Catco Industries, which is her name in the series. Just incredible dynamic with Melissa, kind of putting her down and putting everybody down and wanting her coffee and all this stuff. But wonderful character she created, and looked forward to her scenes and everything that she interacted with. She doubted that she even kind of assumed Cara Danvers and Supergirl were the same. So thanks to David Harwood's character, the Martian Manhunter, they kind of fixed that. So Callista got to see Melissa Benoist as Cara Danvers and Melissa Benoist as Supergirl in the same scene, same shot, same frame. And her watching Callista react to that was just incredible. Next to her, lastly, in this picture, is a wonderful character. I don't know why he left the show. He left the show maybe third season, came back for a couple of appearances thereafter. It's Jeremy Jordan, plays Winslow or Win Schott Jr., Schott Jr. His father was a bad guy, turned out to be the toy maker, a bad character. So, but he has a lot of revelations. Great little actor. Jeremy was funny and fun to watch. He was kind of the audience perspective of, constantly saying why not, why, just basically asking the questions you would ask if there's a certain dynamic or scene or, whatever kind of science being bantered about. He was technically very good with computers, so that added to the whole dynamic of the show in terms of having a character that could help the superheroes, as well as kind of move the story along about his father being a bad guy. There's Callista Flockhart and her prime in her seat. Love the set design, set decorations are amazing. Her Catco office was just incredible view screens. She ran a media organization, news organization, so she constantly had videos and stuff behind her. But notice her hand and her kind of shoulders upright and her eyes. That's the attitude she had. She brought it. She played so well with the other characters and giving them grief. It was just fun and funny to watch, as well as just a wonderful contrast to all the, I hate to say it, goodies that superheroes can be sometimes. There she is, one of those GIF shots, moving shots where, yes, she's obviously she went into the elevator and she's going to turn into Supergirl. How many times has Superman done that? Wow, too many to count. Okay, this is a funny scene. Win, Jeremy's character, is the one who kind of first person to realize, other than the Martian Manhunter, that Kara Danvers is actually Supergirl. So it's kind of fun where he kind of learns on the rooftop of Catco who she is. After that, she's like, well, you need a costume, you need an outfit like your cousin, Superman. So he's coming up with all these designs, this haltered top with a little mini bottom there. And of course, the reactions of Melissa are hysterical. She's like, no. And then finally, of course, they settle on what we know as Supergirl outfit, at least for the first 4 seasons. By the 5th season, they change her costume. We'll get into that later. There again is a great cast shot. Let me move my little image up there. Again, the dynamics of these people are just so much fun. It's too bad that Callista decided to leave, and of course, Jeremy did when he left with his characters. But the remaining Jimmy Olsen and Melissa and her sister are just incredible performances. Yes, again, I mentioned earlier special effects. Let me see if I can enlarge this. No, I can't, because it's a GIF. Incredible. This is when she gets all upset, all angry, and of course, when emotions run high, so do the superpowers. And that's a perfect example of how wonderful this looks. Look at her eyes, look at the beams. Pretty incredible. One of my favorite things that I looked forward to, and they even nodded in the episode, like characters would actually say, oh, it must be crossover time, or it must be, mashup time, or whatever, in a nod to the audience, letting them know that we know we're doing this, and we're doing this. So, but this is Grant. Let me get his name right so I don't screw that up. Grant, where are you, Grant? I know his first name. Ta-da! He is Grant Gustin. Sorry, Grant. He plays the Flash on, of course, the CW Flash series. And they decided to do some crossover episodes. Every year so far, they've done a crossover episode. And what that means is the story in that episode is tied to 3 other stories. For example, it's, how they did it is, say 1 year Arrow starts it. And then the second part of that story is in the Flash episode, and the third part of that story is in Supergirl. And the fourth part of that story is in the Legends of Tomorrow. So, and they mixed it up every year. Sometimes it started with Supergirl, the story, and you had to go to Arrow. You kind of bounced all around into a good way to get you to watch the other shows if you weren't watching the other shows to begin with. I myself found Supergirl the best of the bunch. Probably Legends of Tomorrow would be my second, followed by the Flash, and then Arrow was my least favorite of the CW superheroes. But Grant and Melissa absolutely work together well together. If you look at Google the behind the scenes, you'll see the two of them just having a wonderful time. They even did a musical episode, and both Melissa and Grant have a musical background, musical theater, Broadway, that kind of thing. So that episode was funny and quaint, but hysterical and entertaining to watch because of the music and songs they added. This is how they promoted those crossover episodes. A lot of the ads and billboards. I remember the first time they did this. You saw these everywhere, where the two shows kind of melded into each other's show. So even though it was the Supergirl show, you got to see the Flash and his cast, and vice versa. When you watched the Flash's show, you got to see Supergirl's cast, and so on and so forth. Same as Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. Really well promoted, really well received too, because they were fun. Had the super villain, the super issue, super problem, multi-universe, whatever it was, but all of them working together was real joy to watch. Okay, this character is obviously Supergirl's cousin, Superman, played by Tyler, oh boy, Hoechlin. I hope I say that right. Hoechlin. Tyler Hoechlin. Tyler Hoechlin was cast to play Superman, to be introduced to the Supergirl series. You know, a couple episodes, really good episodes about where they work together as cousins. And then there's one where Superman gets overtaken and he becomes evil and the bad kryptonite and all that. But really good dynamic. He looks great in the costume. I love his. If you look at the detailing of his particular costume, notice his cape is held on by these little. I don't know what you call them, lappets, little snap on to the front there. And then, of course, his logo doesn't have the yellow outline that Supergirl's does to distinguish the two crests from the same house. But a wonderful, wonderful actor. You can tell he's having fun. And again, it looks like he and Melissa are having a great, great time. There they are in one of the promotional shots. Check out the cape. Even the belt is different on his. Usually it's yellow with the Superman crest on it as well, but they went a little different, went with the red and yellow kind of background. And Supergirl at this point still has her skirt, but notice the crests each are different. His is a lot bigger, hers is a little bit smaller, but with the outline. Love the capes. They're kind of I don't want to say a leatherish kind of cape, so they flow well, they hang well. Really good performances, really good episodes. This was a character, Mon-El, introduced, I think, second or third season. The actor who's playing him is Chris Wood, and did a great job. He's from Daxam, a different planet in the Krypton universe, where the Krypton once existed, because, of course, it blew up, and that's why we have Kara Danvers and Clark Kent on planet Earth protecting us. But another super character was introduced, because you couldn't use Superman a lot, because obviously that's a different kind of, for DC and Warner Brothers, that's a different kind of thing they want to take, which I'm getting to. So I'm getting ahead of myself here a little bit. Again, there's Kara Danvers and Supergirl. Do they look alike? Do those glasses kind of mask the entire identity? I can't believe that. No, just kidding. There she is flying. I thought that would be fun checking out. She's kind of proud and happy that she's out there. Oh, the other thing too, if you know, can't kind of barely see it. Part of her costume is, I don't know what you call it, but her sleeve, when she puts it on, it goes, if you can see my hand, it goes like right here, kind of loops around the thumb so that it goes, when it goes up the arm, it's kind of cool. I don't know how comfortable it is, but looks good. There she is again. I just love the show. Did I mention I love Supergirl? Wonderful writers, wonderful cast. Yes, there she is again with the skirt. The belt, the kind of yellowish, goldish, kind of gold tint to it. Okay, now here's what they did for season 5 and then obviously season 6. They changed her costume. Most of the cast is back, and such a wonderful, wonderful cast it is. But they gave her a bodysuit, so no more skirt, no more knee-high boots. Here's the cast. Let me talk about some of the extra people that have been on the show a little bit. I've got a list here. Let me grab it real quick. Some of the people that have made appearances and done such wonderful jobs, besides Callista, is Katie McGrath. I love Katie McGrath. She plays Lena Luthor, Lex Luthor's sister. Um, Lex is, of course, the nemesis to Superman, the biggest nemesis, I believe. But Katie McGrath is from the Excalibur show. She played Morgana. Wonderful actress, great dynamic. She plays that double-edged sword of being, is she a good guy? Is she a bad guy? You just love watching her. Also, there's Jesse Rath. He plays Coral or Brainy Docs, Brainiac 5. What a wonderful actor. There's some scenes where he does multiple characters in the same scene with such dynamic and such energy. He's got a lot of emotion and power in his delivery. Really talented actor. I hope he gets recognized or someday gets his own show. Not necessarily a superhero, but he's really a great performer and just dynamic to watch. You can't take your eyes off him. Who else we got? Nicole Maines, or I hope I say that right. Maines, Maines. Anyway, she is a transgender woman. First time on a series in terms of being a main character and a first transgender superhero. She plays Dreama, or her alter ego Naya Nal, with the superpowers of dreams and mind control, and she's got this force field. But what a wonderful character! What a wonderful actress, representing a part of our culture that television for a long time has never even acknowledged, let alone made him a main character or a good character or even a superhero. So bravo, Nicole, for doing a great job, and Jesse, of course, and Katie and whatnot. There's also a new character they introduced, I think it's third or fourth season, maybe fourth or fifth, is Andrea Brooks, plays Eve Tessmacher. Now, Eve Tessmacher is, you probably know that name from the original Superman movie back in 1978 with Christopher Reeve and Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman had an assistant called Miss Tessmacher, Eve Tessmacher. So this is kind of bringing back that wonderful character of that wild and crazy, not so smart individual that Lex likes to hang around with, apparently. It was a wonderful character to kind of introduce as at first you think she's got to be a bad guy because she's working with Lex, but there's some moments where she does some redemption. It's really, really cool. Valerie Perrine, wonderful actress, played her in the feature film with Christopher Reeve. She does a great job. Let you know, John Cryer in this series is the one who plays Lex Luthor. He shaved his head. He's got the whole persona. Really plays his Lex Luthor, smart and conniving, and just a lot of energy. You clearly know he's got it in for Supergirl, and obviously he's always had it for Superman. So watching John Cryer and Nicole work together as Lex and Eve is just, like I said, couldn't pick a better choice for a Lex Luthor for the small screen, because he's really eating up the furniture and he's having a great time doing it. And like I said, it's just really wonderful. Other characters, I talked to you about Grant, obviously, and Chris Wood, who plays Mon-El. Superman, played by Tyler Hoechlin, was also introduced. We got an introduction to Lois Lane, which was played by Elizabeth Tulloch. Now, Elizabeth, I think I only had one or two episodes, but was involved with, obviously, Tyler playing Clark Kent and so on and so forth. But they got such a positive reaction in terms of reviews and as well as ratings, that they are getting their own show. So Tyler, the first spinoff of Supergirl, first time this has happened for her, is going to be a show called Superman and Lois, starring Tyler Hoechlin and Elizabeth Tulloch. Again, Elizabeth and Tyler, I apologize. I have no idea how to pronounce your name. But it should be a really, really fun show. And I hope it does well as too. They keep the same writers, keep it story-driven and character-driven. I think we'll be okay. Fingers crossed. Let's go on there. Oh, then there's her new outfit. Just wanted to show you. Yeah, look at the gold belt going around. And it's a bodysuit. Basically, she slips into it. And there it is, full scale. Oh, she does have the knee-high boots back, So it's kind of, it's probably a lot better with the uniform underneath, so her knees don't get tortured. Looks like they shortened the cape a little as well. I could be wrong. Let's zoom in a little. Yeah, it used to go a little past the calves there. Now it's a little higher. Oh, I just want to give a nod to Helen Slater. Why? Well, she played Supergirl, the feature film directed by Jano Schwartz, back in, I believe, in 1980. I want to say 79 or 80. I'm going to go with 80. Maybe 82. I don't know. I have to look that up. You can look that up. You can Google it. But anyway, she was an amazing Supergirl. Look at that costume. Kind of mirrors the Christopher Reeve outfit from the solid American blue and the sharp red and the cape length, and she's wearing the boots as well. But great costume. When they stood together, it was pretty cool. Christopher Reeve and Helen Slater. But the movie didn't do that well in terms of box office. But Helen Slater, in full circle, she comes back, believe it or not, in Supergirl. She is Kara Danvers' mother. She plays Supergirl's mother, Earth Mother, in the show. So whenever they do the flashbacks or you see her, you do see her current times, Helen Slater is her mother. So the irony of her being Supergirl and then later, 4 decades later, maybe 3 or 4 decades later, playing Supergirl's mother is an amazing thing. And there is the two, Lois Lane and Tyler. Lois Lane and Superman. The new show, it's supposed to launch in, I believe, February or March, maybe April in 2021. So that'll be good to look forward to, because Supergirl is going to end the year, the same year that this series starts. So there's a lot to look forward to. So pretty much that's kind of my input on Supergirl and how I feel about the show. It's incredible to watch. It's on Netflix. You can stream the first 5 seasons, I believe, now. Obviously, the 6th season will come later because it hasn't aired yet, thanks to this pandemic. But if you get a chance, check out Supergirl, especially season 1. Season 1 just knocks it out of the park. Season 2 is good as well, but I think season 1 is still my favorite in terms of the entire season, story arc, and so on. And thanks to Calista Flockhart as well. Just a wonderful story. So hopefully you enjoyed my personal opinions. Again, Lorenzo Marchessi. These are my comments and queries. So if you have any questions or you want to add to anything, please add something below. Let me know how you think about the show. That would be great. In the meantime, make sure you please subscribe to my channel. Subscriptions are important. Click that little bell and you get notifications on when I drop new videos. And when you get that email, you can decide when you want to watch it at your convenience, which is great. I do want to plug my other shows. I do have the Geek Authority show, which is my premiere show where I actually interview actors, writers, directors, cosplayers, all kinds of fun people. You'll get to know what they do, how to do it. They give great advice. So it's a great show to watch. I also have the Geek Authority's Mysterious Chamber of Collectibles, where I collect things, or I have been collecting things, and I bring them out of my closets or under my bed and show you what I've been collecting. One of my favorite shows is the Unboxing, the Geek Authority, where I actually open brand new things for the very first time, and you get to see them for the first time, and I do too. I also have, besides this commentary show, a thing called Talk About, where we basically, family and friends, talk about our favorite subjects. One of the best shows we did is a 3-part series on Disneyland and California Adventure Closing. You might want to check that out too. It's really, really insightful and emotional too. It's really heartfelt. Anyway, I appreciate very much your watching. Thank you so much. And of course, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.